What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking all about barcodes, UPC codes, GS1 codes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are confused on this topic, but don't worry. In this video today, we're going to be going over all that, and by the end of the video, I could promise you that you will know exactly what all these different barcodes are and where you need to get yours and which ones you need. So if you guys don't know what the UPC barcode does or what it's used for, it's basically used to create your actual Amazon FBA listing that is on the Amazon website. So if you want to sell on Amazon, you will eventually need to create a listing, and that is where this UPC code comes into play. So what we need to do is we need to purchase a UPC code from somewhere. And remember, there are a lot of other barcodes that you need to be using to put on your packages and put on your shipping boxes and things like that. So don't get those confused with this UPC code. Make sure you watch the other barcode video where I talk about all the different barcodes. That way you don't get confused, and I put that up in the cards up above. If you guys want me to privately teach you myself one-on-one, then you guys can join my private course. I will have the link to my private course and mentorship as the first link down in the description. So if you want me to work with you and you want me to help you find your first product and get the ball rolling to get you to success as fast as possible, then go ahead and go down below and get into the course. But first, let me show you what it looks like when you create your first listing. So you're going to have two different things, and you're going to first see this. So when you go to create your new listing, you're going to see a page that looks exactly like this. And if you can see the arrow right here, it is pointing towards create a new product listing. So that is what you want to do. You don't want to enter anything up in this line right here where it tells you to. You actually want to go down here on the very bottom and hit create a new product listing. And once you do that, then you're going to get the next page, and that's going to look like this. And this is where you're actually going to type in your new UPC code that you just purchased, which we're going to get into that and where you're going to buy that in a second. So once again, you're going to go on this page, you're going to hit create a new product listing at the very bottom where the arrow is. It's going to take you to this page, and it's going to say product ID at the very bottom. That is where you want to enter your UPC code numbers, the numbers on the actual code. So it's going to look like a real barcode, but you're not actually going to put the barcode in there. You're just going to put the numbers below the barcode in that space right there. And make sure on the side, it's going to have all these different options. Make sure you click the UPC option right here at the very bottom, because that is the type of code we're using. And the UPC code is basically a unique identifier for your product listing. That way Amazon knows your listing belongs to you and your products belong to you. That way they have everything organized and there's not chaos. So also understand that when you have a UPC code, you're going to only use it one time. This isn't going to go on your products. This isn't going to be on your product boxes. This has nothing to do with your actual product being sent out. You don't need to put it anywhere. You don't need to send it to anyone. The only thing you need to do is enter that new UPC code that you just bought right here on the product ID. You don't need to do anything else with it. Once you create your listing, you will never use that UPC code again. Obviously, don't throw it away. You want to keep the UPC code just in case, but I'm just letting you know that the UPC code is a one-time use for each listing you create. So if you are selling watches, you need to have one UPC code to create the listing for your watch, and then you can sell 1,000,000 watches on that listing. You don't need 1,000,000 different UPC codes. You only need one UPC code to create the listing for the watch. Now we get to the main question, and that is, where do I get a UPC code? What is the best option? And a lot of people ask me, does Amazon not allow certain websites that sell UPC codes? What website is safe to get my UPC code? And here is the deal. So there are two types of places you can get your UPC code. There is the GS1 website, which is an actual government website, and that is where these UPC codes are originally created. And the second option is going to be something called a reseller's website, and that is another website that is reselling old UPC codes from the original GS1 website. And if this is confusing, I understand, but basically understand it like this. GS1 is going to be the most legit version of the UPC code because it's the original creation of it, but you can go to a reseller's website that is reselling old GS1 barcodes that no one else is using now, or maybe they just never been used and they're reselling them now. That is where you can get them for much cheaper. But there are definitely pros and cons to going with the reseller's website and going with the actual GS1 website. So now let's get into the websites. I'm going to show you guys how much they actually cost. And I'm going to show you guys the different options that you guys can take, what I recommend and what I personally use. Okay, so this is going to be a reseller's website. So this is not going to be the original GS1 barcode. This is going to be a resold version of the GS1 barcode. And this is going to be the one that's much cheaper, but also a little bit more risky. So if we look at the actual pricing of these barcodes, they're very cheap. And remember, you only need one to sell 1,000,000 watches as long as they're all in the same listing and they're the same watch. But if you have, let's say, red, blue, green watches, then you need 3 listings with 3 UPC codes to create the 3 listings. Or let's say we want to sell watches and iPhone cases, then we're going to need 2 UPC codes to sell the watches and the iPhone cases with 2 separate listings. And on those 2 separate listings, we can sell millions of watches and millions of iPhone cases with just the 1 UPC code per listing. So a lot of people get confused and they think that you need to buy one of these UPC codes for every product you sell, and that would bankrupt everyone. So that is not true. That is not what you do at all. You do not need to buy one UPC code for every product you sell. If you do that, you're going to run out of money very quickly. So once again, if you want to start and you're new and you want to start with one product, you can just get one barcode right here for $4.99, $5, who cares, very easy. But there is risk with it, like I said. So basically, sometimes Amazon will verify to make sure you are using a legit GS1 barcode, and these are legit GS1 barcodes on this reseller's website. As you can see right here, it says, save time and money with our official GS1 issued barcodes. So they are real GS1 barcodes, but you are putting your business and your product in the hands of Barcode Mania and trusting them that they are using real GS1 barcodes. So you are putting trust in their hands, which is kind of more risky. But remember, I have taught hundreds of private students of my own, and I've also taught thousands of people here on YouTube. And I've only seen one person get in trouble really for using one of these reseller UPC GS1 codes. So like I said, this is Barcodes Mania. There's also Speedy Barcodes and a bunch of other ones. Just make sure that they are official GS1 issued barcodes. Right here it says that. And also make sure you look up reviews of the website you're using. That way you know they're trustworthy. So Barcodes Mania and Speedy Barcodes have a lot of Amazon sellers using them, and a lot of people trust them. I used them when I first started almost 4 years ago when I was on a minimal budget. Obviously, that's what I recommend to you guys. I recommend that if you are just starting and you are in a limited budget, then you go with the one-time barcode right here of $5. Very simple. You don't have much to risk because you're just starting out. But once you get the ball rolling, once your sales start coming in, you're making thousands of dollars. Highly recommend that you do buy the real GS1 barcode, which is more money. Now let's go on to their website and I'll show you how much it really costs. So this is the official GS1 website where you can get your UPC barcodes legit, and these are the best ones, and this is what Amazon recommends that you use. So if we go down below, we can see the actual pricing down here. So if you only need 1 to 10 UPC codes right here, it's going to be an initial fee of $250, and then annually every year you're going to pay $50 as a fee, again, your renewal fee. And then 1 to 100, 750 and 50. And I don't think any of you guys will ever go overselling 100 products or needing 100 different UPC codes. So don't ever worry about that. If any of you guys actually want to go with the legit GS1 barcode, then you're going to go ahead and go with this price, the 1 to 10 barcodes for $250 and $50 a year. So that's how much it would cost. It's really not that much, but if you are on a limited budget, like I said, then you should really consider getting yours at Barcodes Mania for $5 for one barcode, because it's so much easier. And then later on, like I said, once the sales start coming in, then you can go on GS1's legit website, and then you can go ahead and do the $250 1 to 10 barcodes. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of what the UPC code is, when it is used, and where you should get it. If you are new and on a limited budget, then go for the reseller's website and then later get the GS1. If you are new and have a big budget, then you can go with the GS1 barcode right away and then obviously keep it as you go. And that is going to be it for this video. Make sure you guys follow everything I say on this channel, follow all the rules I teach, and you guys will be selling in no time and hopefully replacing those jobs that you guys want to get rid of. That is going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys go down below, click on the like button if you learned anything new. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. Last but not least, go down below, leave me a comment, let me know if you subscribed. Also, let me know if you have any questions, and I respond to every single comment. I will see you guys in the next video, or I will see you if you email me to get into my private course, or I will see you if you get into my private course, or I will see you down in the comments. That is way too much. I will see you in the next video.